what I started. This is what if Deku was a guard. We'll start this what if in a prison with Deku age 14 walking around. He would take a cigarette out of his pocket, light it, and keep smoking it. With some person coming behind him saying, "Sir, you're not supposed to smoke at your age, and that this is a prison, and we're not allowed to smoke around the prisoners." Of course, he's saying, "Whatever. It's not like I want to do this stupid family tradition of being a guard. It's annoying." "Don't say that, sir. Especially with boss around behind you." "What?" "Deku, you know that your family and your mother and father, grandfather worked at this prison. You try and disgrace it and get that cigarette out of your mouth. Respect the prison rules, or I'll kick you out." He says, "Whatever, man. And I'm pretty sure it's time for me to go to school." With him arriving at middle school, it's like every other day, people are bringing up the subject of the blue prison, the prison that burned with blue flames all night, the many people dying that day. With Deku, they talking about how Deku's there, and it says that he might have been the cause of it, and how he's the one that killed his mother and father. People saying all this stuff, which you look at them with them getting scared and running out of the room. Of course, he wouldn't care, and whenever the bell rings for the end of the day, he would go back. Now, what exactly happened on this day is what people think, or wondering about. And Deku never tells. But he would be walking back to it, ready to get picked up like his usual place at the edge of the city. And he's wondering why he has to go to a middle school so far into the city. It's annoying. Hate walking all these miles just to get back home. But as he's walking, he would hear a strange noise, and it would be the sludge villain. Since All Might, whenever he's capturing him, or trying to capture him, he failed, and he escaped into the sewers. You say, "Hey there, boy. You look awful familiar. You must have been on the news, so you must have some kind of cord that's strong enough." Of course, he would warn him not to do that, not to charge at him. And he says, "I warned you." He would say capsule. With red fiery flame chains would come out of the ground and wrap around the sludge villain into a ball shape. When this happens, you'd hear as the sludge villain would start sizzling, and he would yell out loud, saying, "Stop it, you monster, stop it, you villain." And he says, "A villain calling me one. How ironic. I guess I don't want to kill you." Releasing it. That's whenever you look him in the face and say, "I know who you are. You are a villain. You're the one that burnt down that prison, killed all those people in there, even though they're criminals, but you killed all the guards." Of course, Jackie would clench his fist and say, "What do you know?" But before he goes to capture the villain again, he'll hear, "I am here, have no fear. 'Cause I'm All Might. Detroit Smash! Hitting the sledge villain. And Deku's gonna hit. He was gonna get hit by the wind pressure in the sledge, but he would pretty much make a chain wall blocking it in front of him. All Might sees this. He'd ask the kid, "Are you okay? I didn't see you there. Did you get hit?" He'd say, "No, I'm fine, All Might. And I'm just heading back home." So yeah. He'd say, "Wait, aren't you the kid of that hero family that guards prisons? Didn't your family die a couple years ago?" Sorry for bringing it up, but just wondering. You have a different quirk than them, don't you? Normally, they have only just regular chains. But wasn't your quirk called Hell Chains? He said, "Yeah. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. They are technically considered a better quirk, but more dangerous one. But I'm just heading back home." And All Might would say, "Good, have a great day," and all that. And you could be a very good hero like your mother and father were. Deku would head to the prison and get there, being on guard. So, this is whenever the chief guard and all that, the chief would pretty much talk to Deku about what he has to do today, that he's on guard, that if anybody tries to escape again, take them out, don't kill them, and all that. And Deku'd say okay. And you'd sit on a height on his chair, watching the prison above everybody. But this is whenever you would hear a break on the bars hit the ground, and you see somebody running. He would turn his head, the person, and point out his hands, creating a gun, shooting towards Deku, which Deku just move his side of his head, and with the bullet hitting the pole behind him. He would get up, putting out his hands, and he would say bind, with chains coming from the walls, wrapping around his leg and arms, burning into his skin, saying, "Didn't you try to escape before, judging by the burn marks on your stomach and the burnt clothes you have? You're so persistent. I'm telling you, I'm not supposed to be in here. I didn't do anything. Just because my quirk makes guns, they blamed me for a shooting next to my house. Wasn't me." Deku said, "Well, I have a job, and burning you's not enough then." Whenever he pulls out his revolver, then stopping you from walking for a while will. Pulling the trigger, shooting him directly in the knee. He starts screaming, saying, "You shot me, you shot me." And Deku would say that this is a gun, but it's a special gun, which it's not strong enough to kill somebody if I shot them once. It can go into your skin, and it is a metal bullet, but I can pretty much control the settings too. If I want to shoot you in the head, it'll just knock you out. Too deadly, or it's a normal revolver. So you better be lucky that I didn't just shoot you with a normal shot going through your kneecaps. Now I'll take you to the infirmary, releasing him and picking him up, throwing him on the bed. But you might be thinking that he's too harsh on the regular prisoners. Well, most of the people in this area are massive genocide people. He's killed many people in a row, children and people all alike. Massive amount of people slaughtered. High ranking villains. And that some of them are even on death roll. So they can be executed if they do something bad again or something like that. So yeah. So being rough with them is pretty much okay since they're gonna get executed anyway. But yeah. But deku is considered one of the top, like, the higher ups, even though he's one of the lowest people since he's not even supposed to work here. But yeah. Of course, people pretty much call him the guard. The guard, like he's the guard next to the chief, since him and the chief are pretty much the most scariest people in here, and they're about the only people that can stop them. Chief is like the grandfather of Deku, you could say. Not related, but the one that watched over him after his parents were killed or died. So yeah. But Deku is very annoyed by him after time. But he is the chain guard. Anytime somebody wants to break out, his court stops them. He can put up a wall of flaming chains where they can't climb over it. If they try to dig underneath ground, the chief would take care of that. His quirk is pretty much earth manipulation, giving him the powers of Earthbender. Like any other Earthbender, he can control metal and lava. And he uses lava, so that's why they're like the flame guards to everything. Of course, people below them have different quirks, not all flame quirks or heat quirks. But yeah. So Deku's hero family were all guards. On the day of the blue flames taking over all the prisons, his family died. And people speculate, since his quirk is flames, that his quirk can like get stronger and heat up more to make blue flames, and that's why people assume that he killed his mother and father. So he was called a villain by Bakugo, which he still knows, and all the people, and everybody thinks he's very scary. Everybody in middle school, even though he doesn't cause as much trouble as Bakugo. But yeah. So he would be preparing to come to UA by recommendation by everybody at the guard area, the prison. So he would be pretty much automatically given the way to get in, and he would accept it. And it would be time for the whole recommendation exam. Him walking up to the place with everybody else. It would be time for their battle. Or not the battle, but the test. They would still have the whole, like, writing chest and all that. That's how Momo gets past it in her quirk. Physical, without their quirks, of course. Deku would do pretty much the top, since he's probably the most physical strength people there. Not always relying on his quirk. And it would come to a mini mock test of what they can do. And Deku can pretty much sprout flame chains from anywhere on his body or on somebody else's body. depending how close they are. Of course, if they're too far away, he can't sprout chains on their bodies, but he can at least do it from buildings. So yeah. Of course, sprouting chains from somebody's body, except himself, would burn them, leaving a huge burn mark throughout their body. But if he sprouts chains from his hands, it wouldn't do anything. So he can use these as almost like Spider-Man's like Iron Man suit looking thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like his Iron Man one where he can pretty much stab into stuff with his quirk. Since he can create a small blade on the end of his chains to stab into stuff and move around with. So yeah, he would pass with these abilities. And yeah, he would wait for everybody to, for everything to get into UA. You get there, hear in Bakugo yell, and this is where I'll end it. Goodbye.